Well, apparently that was Rob the Dormouse request, and it was inspired by last week's 80s icon. If you were tuned in, you remember it was Paul Shane from Heidi High, the camp host, Ted Bovis. And obviously Paul Shane, and he's also says that next week is Ho 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 requests. They will commence. You've got another thing coming, Rob the Dormouse. We don't play Christmas songs till about the 19th of December here on Everything 80s. You can wait that long, can't you? Let's have a look at my little list here of the 80s icon, which is sponsored by Pollard's Auto Spares tonight.
You seem to think of me as some kind of female Peter Pan.
Right then,
a child trapped in an adult's body.
How dare I talk over the lovely girl? How dare I? Well, the people who's getting it right are quite a few of actually. Barraby Steve, well done Barraby Steve. Big John's got it right as well. Rob the Dormouse, we did have a little bit of a wobble because he thought it was Felicity Kendall to start with, but no, eventually gets the correct answer. Adam's got it right as well. Even Wendy, she's on a roll, that's 2 weeks on the trot. And last but not least, Metal Mickey, well done to you, sir.
You seem to think of me as some kind of female Peter Pan. A child trapped in an adult's body.
Yeah, but we've got one or two people with a wrong answer. Barry, he thinks it's Felicity Kendall as well. It's not. My Fat Mate and Lover, yes, he's the one. He's going to feel a little bit like this.
I really feel such a prat.
And so he should tonight because he thought it was Julie Andrews. It's not Julie Andrews. And friend of the show, Dave Philpotts, as ever, he doesn't have a clue.
You seem to think of me as some kind of female Peter Pan. A child trapped in an adult's body.
Hazel O'Connor hanging around here on Everything 80s. Now, if you're a Stranglers fan, you're probably thinking, I've heard that before. Because it was originally done by the Stranglers off their Rattus Norvegicus album from 1977. And you're also sat there thinking, my word, that Marcus knows some stuff. Where does he get his information from? Well, I had a phone call from Rob the Dormouse, because if he hadn't told me, I wouldn't have had a clue, okay? And that reminds me, Rob the Dormouse, because we've got to say hello to Michelle, all the way from the US of A. Good evening, Michelle. Nice of you to join me, and happy Thanksgiving weekend for you. And she said, can I request a song? Michelle, all the way from the US of A, you can request anything you like. But she says, can I please request Incommunicado by Marillion, because it was the first song that Rob from Colesworth ever dedicated to me on Gravity FM back in 2009. Michelle, all the way from the US of A, how could we refuse? So we are going to play this little number, and it's not one of Rob's 5-minute plus songs. It's only 3.5 minutes. You've obviously got a good control of him, Michelle. Goes out especially to Michelle, all the way from the US of A, San Diego in California to be exact, and that one was the first ever song that Rob dedicated to her back in 2009. And Michelle, don't think we've finished with you yet, because we haven't. You better keep listening, girl.
You seem to think of me as some kind of female Peter Pan. A child trapped in an adult's body.
Yes, because we better get back to the 80s icon, which is sponsored by Pollard's. The easy peasy clue was stay lucky with Dennis, just good friends with Paul. She even had Rodney and Emmerdale. This bad girl and mistress, she had them all. People have responded to that. My word, Marcus has been busy. I've had to go outside and let them in, because Jean, Phil and Ali, Barry and Geordie, all four of them, for 5, sorry, are in the stupid section.
You seem to think of me as some kind of female Peter Pan. A child trapped in an adult's body.
Yeah, we'll finish it off very, very shortly, but let's get back to Michelle, all the way from the US of A. It's not very often we hear from her these days, so we're going to have a little treat. Now, when Rob phoned me, and he told me that Michelle was going to contact me with a request, she said she wants to request a song to play, and I said, what song will it be, Rob? Will it be this one? And even Rob thought as well. And we ummed and ahed, and we said we both love this song. It's another one of our guilty pleasures, and we know Michelle, all the way from the USA, loves it. So we're going to play it, and no doubt you at home does as well. It's Fat Larry's band and Zoom. It's beautiful.
Zoom, just one look, and then my heart went boom. For once in my lifetime, I was finally free, and you gave that to me.
Oh, we all love that one, don't we? Fat Larry's Band and Zoom, and we're playing that one for Michelle all the way from the US of A. She's getting her own double biller tonight. We've had friend of the show Dave Philpotts on the phone during that song. I said, do you like that song, Dave? He says, yeah, it reminds me of the Dormouse. Dormouse on a Friday night, chatting the chicks up, giving them the Philpotts patter. Yes, oh yes, getting absolutely nowhere as usual. Can't be bad, eh? Can't be bad. He's got some lessons off Casanova Side.
You seem to think of me as some kind of female Peter Pan. A child trapped in an adult's body.
But all is not bad because he does have the 80s icon correct. Dave Philpotts, friend of the show, has joined Geordie, Barry, Phil and Ali and Jean, all of those in the stupid section. And we better wrap it up now, haven't we? We better finish off. Who was it then, tonight's 80s icon, sponsored by Pollard's? It was Jan Francis. Yes, Jan Francis. Now then, or we could have... Well, no, actually, it is Jan Francis. What am I doing? Don't get complicated, Marcus. Because she played Bob Champion's girlfriend in the 1983 movie Champions. But she's probably, yes, probably, best known for playing Penny Warrender in the 1980s sitcom Just Good Friends, where she played the poor girlfriend of Vince Pinner, who was played by Paul Nicholas. And her last TV appearance, you'd be pleased to know, well, you would have found her in a hospital bed in Casualty. So that's who it was. It was Jan Francis. Jan Francis, and at 67, she still looks pretty hot, let me assure you.
You seem to think of me as some kind of female Peter Pan.
So,
a child trapped in an adult's body.
Oh, I've done it again, talking over. How dare I talk over a woman? So I've got to say well done to Barry Steve, Big John, Rob the Dormouse, Adam, Wendy, Metal Mickey, and it is time for Top and the Flops. Top and the Flops, what's it all about? Well, what we do, we're going to play two little tunes. Yes, that's what we're going to do. One of them will be the worst ever charting single from this group, and it will be followed by the best ever charter from this group. Who could it be? Well, let's have a little listen, shall we? You've got about 4 minutes to find out who it is, and if you're really, really clever, you might just know what their best ever selling single was. Tricky one tonight, though. Hey, listening, Barraby Steve, Rob the Dormouse.
Oh, that's Fat Les here with Vindaloo. Absolutely corker of a song, that one, especially if you've had a curry or two. Yes, there's one down in the Australian jungle, isn't there? She's been a little bit of a pain just of late. Is that Edwina? Yes, causing arguments. Anyway, here's tonight's TV theme once again. We've already got two right answers. Robert Dormouse, it took him back to his childhood memories. He used to have something related to it as well. Here we go, let's have another listen.